Okay, so in the previous video I have told you about diffusion, the movement of substances from their higher concentration to lower concentration when they are in direct contact. Okay, now the next one is osmosis. Osmosis is also diffusion. The only difference is osmosis is the movement of water molecule, not everything like solute, solvent, gases, liquids, no. It is the movement of water molecule from there. This there is very important. There means from the higher concentration of water molecule. From their higher concentration to their lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane is the key word. We know our plasma membrane is semi-permeable. Okay. So it's the holes are smaller in plasma membrane. It allows the water molecule to pass through, but it do not allow the solute particles. So only water molecule passes from their higher concentration to their lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. So this is called osmosis. If osmosis is taking place inside, from the surrounding to inside of the cell, we call it endoosmosis. Endo means inside. If the water molecule is going outside the cell, we call it exoosmosis. Okay. So it all depends upon the concentration of the solution. If a cell is placed in a higher concentration, the outside the concentration is more, what will happen? Water will move out. Exoosmosis will take place. If outside the concentration is less, means outside concentration less means water is more. So it moves inside. That is called endoosmosis. I'll explain it more. So these three, you see I have written passive transport. So these three are called passive transport: imbibition, diffusion, osmosis, because they take place without the expenditure of energy. No energy is required in these processes. The things are moving only from their higher concentration to lower concentration. In all the cases they are moving from higher to lower concentration. No energy is required. So they are passive process. They take place in the direction of concentration gradient. In the direction means from high concentration to low concentration. But the mineral particles are big enough, they cannot be taken by active passive transport. I told you osmosis only allows water particle. But the plant also take mineral particles. So that happens through active transport where the energy is used. The energy is taken from the cell and the substance travels against concentration gradient. That means it moves from low concentration to high concentration. That means if the minerals are less in the soil, then also it will be taken by the plant by using energy. So this is called active transport. So what is the difference between active and passive transport? Passive transport takes place without the expenditure of energy, using energy in the form of ATP. Active transport takes place with the expenditure of energy from the cell in the form of ATP. Passive transport takes place in the direction of concentration gradient. That means things move from high concentration to low concentration. Active transport takes place against the concentration gradient in a opposite direction. Now turgidity and flaccidity, or we just both the things we call it plasmolysis. This is an additional process in case of plants because the plants contain cell wall. This I'll explain you, but before that we'll come to osmosis again, a very important process. So here is a setup for explaining osmosis. Okay, we have taken a thistle funnel here and we have closed the cover of the opening of the thistle funnel with a cellophane paper. Cellophane paper is a semi-permeable membrane. It acts like a semi-permeable membrane. We have many semi-permeable membrane around us. We can take goat's bladder or any animal bladder. Okay, urinary bladder. That is also a semi-permeable membrane. We can also take egg membrane, eggshell. Eggshell, we can put it in HCl, it will become soft and then we can use it as a semi-permeable membrane. So here say whisking bag which is used in dialysis, that is also a semi-permeable membrane. So in this case we have taken a cellophane paper, a semi-permeable membrane, and inside this thistle funnel we have put sugar solution. Okay, initial level of sugar is this much and here we have put water. Okay, and we have kept this arrangement for some time. What we'll see, outside is water, inside is sugar solution. So after some time we'll see the water moves from its higher concentration. Where the concentration of water is more? Outside obviously. So it moves from its higher concentration to its lower concentration through the semi-permeable membrane. So it moved from the water to sugar solution, and you will see the level of water in the Thistle funnel increases. Okay, till what time it will increase? Theoretically it is said that it will increase till outside and inside become same. The concentration becomes outside and inside, it will go. Why I said theoretically? Because practically it is not possible. Practically what happens, after some time the water keeps on going and going, and due to the pressure, due to the weight of this water column in the Thistle funnel, opposite pressure is created and it stops the flow of water inside. That means still the solution outside and inside is not in the same concentration, but the flow stops because the water column here, it exerts a pressure and it stops the passage of water inside. Okay, in this case if you put a piston here, we put a piston with a weight. Okay, we start the experiment from beginning. Okay, we'll put water, we'll put sugar solution, and we'll put a piston containing some weight. So we will see what outside is water, inside is sugar solution, or we can alter the experiment also. Outside we can take a sugar solution but at a lower concentration. Think we have taken 1% sugar solution, and inside we take a 10% sugar solution. So again the thing is same, outside is less concentration, inside is more concentration. So same thing should happen, it will go inside. Okay, from its lower concentration to its higher, from its higher concentration to its lower concentration. Okay, so if we take outside 1% sugar solution and inside 10% sugar solution, means outside the concentration of sugar is less, inside the concentration of sugar is more. So again we are going to get the same result. Water will move from its higher concentration to its lower concentration through the semi-permeable membrane. So what is happening in this case, exoosmosis or endoosmosis? It's endoosmosis. Water is moving inside. Okay. Now when the water is moving inside, if you are putting a piston containing weight, okay, we'll see because of the weight of this water column as well as this weight, what will happen? Osmosis will not take place. Even though the concentrations are not same, but still the osmosis will not take place because of the weight of the water column and this weight. Okay, so this pressure is called osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure is what? It is the minimum pressure exerted to prevent the passage of pure solvent into the solution when two are separated by a semi-permeable membrane. So if you keep on putting the weight, you will see a time will come when no osmosis will take place. The reason is the weight is so much, because of this weight it is preventing the water molecule to go inside. So this weight will be equal to the osmotic pressure, the minimum pressure which will be exerted so that to prevent the passage of pure solvent, here water, into the solution when two are separated by a semi-permeable membrane. So this question you get as a reasoning question, as a long answer type question. Here you will see semi-permeable membrane. They will ask you sugar solution they will give, or water they will give, or they may give like 1% sugar or 10% sugar. So they will ask you after some time what will happen. So we'll say after some time the level of water will increase, because in outside is having a lower concentration, inside is having a higher concentration. Now here one thing I want to say, when I say lower concentration, when we talk about concentration, I say low concentration and high concentration. So we talk about the concentration of solute, not solvent. So if I say low concentration means low concentration of solvent, that is sugar is less. When I say high concentration means sugar is more.